Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League, main bracket round 3, this time with Radiant versus Summers, two incredibly strong teams. I'm very excited to see here as we have Summers pick here on Mastermind with Wispy on the Wesker. Wispy has been like playing... What a very early tag here at Ultra, oh my. I was saying, Wispy has been, this season, Wispy has been playing exceptionally well every time I've seen them, so I'm very excited to see them play again. And we have a chase here with Quinton and a very fast first down here in the 7th tile. And for any newer viewers, we are using the OC clock call for Wrecker's Yard, so it is deep 6 and deep 12 instead of deep 3 and deep 9. And we have a pain res right here, right next to the 7 generator. And I don't know, man, like that down was so fast. This puts the momentum firmly in Summer's favor here, and we do get a cleanse on a Hex. However, the survivor loses the Hex 50-50, and Thrill of the Hunt instead of Ruin gets cleansed. And very good hit here on the Ace, and we are off the Shack. A thing to note is we are running Unicorn Medallion and I think it's called Tendril or something, or Ouroboros Tendril. It's the movement speed when holding up power and 20% larger first dash with a 20% shorter second dash. Yeah, and we are running Thrill Ruin, two of the most popular perks to run together in this season. And we also have a Wretched, a very totem heavy build here with Painras to top it all off. We get the pull and we are back immediately on chase here on Ultra on the Quinton. We do have some resources here, but I believe they've been zoned. Unfortunately, they do not make that pallet, and then M1 will come out and we'll get that down. That will be a death hook at 5 generators. This is looking exceptionally strong for Summer. And Wispy once again showing, like, they have an impressive killer performance. It's very unfortunate that Ruin is still active after we spent that much time cleansing a totem. We spot Nia stealthing here in Edge 5. We get the tag with M1, and we know that there's another survivor here playing the hill at 4. Oh, what a bound. And Nia will be our second fresh hook as we put her on this pain res here at 5. This is looking very strong here for Wispy as Ultra gets pulled right as they're coming back to hook. So chase can immediately happen. Are we going to wait the 15-second borrowed time, or are we going to go for an M1 here? It's looking like we will be waiting for the 15-second BT. We drop Shack Pallet. Ultra making the most of it, trying to get their way topside, as I believe their death spot would probably want that spot at like 11 or 12. And we can see here Ultra running to 11, and I believe we'll be getting it down very shortly as, yeah, I was gonna say, as they don't have the distance to make that pallet. And our first sacrifice at 5 generators. This is scary. If I was the survivors, this would be I would be stressing. This solely puts us in the territory of a 4K here, which is not the most common result on Wesker. So Wispy showing that they're crazy good. As this season on average, I believe Wesker has been getting stages instead of 4Ks, but fairly high stages at least. We spot 2 of our survivors here. I believe they got a reset off onto Ducky. Ducky still needs to cleanse their Ouroboros infection. And we spot double perks. Oh, what a bound, man. And we do get that down on perks. Unfortunately, the Pain Res hook has been used here to sacrifice Ultra, so it's not going to be available for a little bit. So we won't be getting a Pain Res here on perks. We get that hook near the active gen. This is perfect. You want to see this? We do have Ruin, and Ruin's all the way at 3. Oh. Mary here in chase. If Mary gets tagged here, it's going to be a bit scary. Because then we have 1 injured, 1 hooked, and 1 healthy. Oh. Ducky coming in for the save. Manages to get the pull and makes it so that it isn't a hook trade. Very good stuff here. This is what the survivors need to do to try to claw their way back into this game. But I don't know if it's too little too late, as we still are at 4 generators. And Wretched Fate here is at the tile at 10. And I believe Nancy would have called that out. Honestly, Wispy is in such a solid position right now. I I would think like perhaps going for yeah, Ace here is very good, as you can get a Pain Res and put him on Death Hook. But we chasing Nancy as well is valid as for fourth Thrash or Ducky to get another Death Hook. But like I think Ace out of the three is the best. As we will be claiming that Pain Res as the hook here has respawned. Oh, this is not good. We have both survivors injured and someone on hook. So yeah, we will be seeing a hook trade here. And we're gonna just claim another Pain Res here. This is not gonna lie. If Perks dies here and a gen does not pop, we might be seeing a 4k4. This is the worst. Also, the active survivor working a gen is also the worst possible survivor to be working it, as they do have Wretched Fate on Ducky being the obsession. That 33% gen speed reduction is gonna very, very much kill their gen pressure. But looks like we have Perks here running towards Deep 6. Probably calling the death spot here so that they could get a pull and reset, but it's really scary. If Perks dies here, this puts us in a 1v2. Oh, we spot Ducky over here. For Perks leading, taking chase towards where Ducky was is perhaps not the best plan. Mary is on the other side of the map. Both survivors are zone 6. This is looking now like very much so a 4k4 here, which is an insane result for Wesker. Ooh, but Perks getting the stun, but not quite the Beamer blind. Will we win the mind game here as Perks goes along? Instead of vaulting the pallet, we get the pallet vault. Perks vaults back over, but they are now 4% hindered with Ouroboros, and Wispy has got to break that, which is fair. That's a fairly strong pallet, and we will get Perks here as Ducky pulls Mary. A thing to notice, we are out of Pain Rest charges, so it is purely up to Ruin, Wretched, and Ruin and Wretched to slow down our gen progress here. But in a 1v2, I feel like Ruin is probably one of the strongest perks in the game. Like, it's unbelievably crazy in a 1v2. Like, the gens shouldn't finish. We do get Ducky cleansing Wretched, and Mary is probably off on a gen. There we go, we can see that towards, I believe, Shaq. Clearing their Ouroboros, but I don't know if it's too little too late here. Our gen pressure is like non-existent. Ducky has to have a crazy chase here, and Wispy has to make the mistake of overcommitting for this not to be a 4k4. But I mean, Ducky's doing exceptionally well so far, and we can hear that generator in Shack being worked away on, which is maybe not the best generator to do as it's very central. But yeah, Ducky does go down here to an M1, eventually losing a 50, and we're gonna get a pick. We're gonna see probably a very quick hook. A basement hook is also a possibility. Now we're gonna up the hook here instead at our 4 side. And will Mary be able to unhook Ducky? It's gonna be tough considering... Oh, okay, yep, so we're doing a 1v1. Fair enough, fair enough. Mary taking that in first chase... start of their chase towards the 2 tile. They do have to play that 50 pallet a bit. Unfortunately, I don't think... Ooh, did they win this 50? Unfortunately, they don't. Unlucky, yes. I'm not gonna lie, the lunge around that corner, especially if the killer hides the red stain, is quite difficult to react to. I'm pretty sure you have to predict it. But holy result from Wispy. This is what I meant. Wispy is crazy good. 4k4 against a team like Radiant, it's honestly very impressive. And with that'll be our final sacrifice, putting the win condition for Radiant's Wesker at 4k5. We've seen a 4k4 here. I wonder if we will see our second 4k5 of the season with Radiant's Killer. It's extremely difficult against a team like Summer. They are one of the best teams, I believe, in our main bracket here right now. And getting a 4k5 against them, that would be something to write home about. But with that, we will be in intermission, a quick intermission here, as we get our next lobby set up with Radiant on the Killer this time, with Wesker with a win condition of 4k5 and a tie condition of 4k4. See you guys in a bit. Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League Season 4, May Bracket Round 3 here with Summer versus Radiant. This time we have Radiant's Killer on the Dark Lord here. This is their set pick, so I'm very excited to see how they do. Looks like we have a Lapis Boots here. We're very standard and on combo with Window Block and Teleport range. And we have Wretched, Erupt, Pain Arrest, Corrupt. Again, very standard perks here, so... Ooh, we spot Lara trying to double back the bats on the scratch marks, and we just... we shapeshift into Wolf right on top of her, and we get a very fast hit here on Ja. But for anyone tuning in, the first set was a 4k4 by Summer's Killer Wispy, and unfortunately Radiant decided to just FF the set as they felt. That was an unwinnable win condition of 4k5, and then also a tie condition of 4k4. We do get a fairly first down here, and we do spot Wispy here on 11. And we get a free injury off of that. Maybe a bit of a not ideal death spot, but there are multiple survivors here trying for a pallet save. Oh my. We're gonna walk through the pallet again. That's really scary with that many survivors around, and we're gonna get that hook here at 9. I would say that's a pretty good first chase considering it was relatively quick and it ended right next to an active gen. We can see they're working away at the gens here at 3. We hear an injured survivor here on Wispy going towards the 3 tile. Will they make the pallet? Ooh. Ultra unfortunately bumping a bit onto the corner of the jungle gym there. And we do get the pull on Ja as Dracula is right back on that tunnel out. Will we see a window block? Ooh, we do. But will Ja make it is the question. We have this filler to play here, trying to get this, doesn't quite get the stun on the bats, unfortunately. And we do get that down here at 6. We have a potential pain rest to use. And this is probably like, I think, yeah, this is a really pretty good time to use that pain rest, considering there will be a gen with pressure somewhere on the map, considering due to the time within the game right now. We can see that generator wasn't top mid, it was about 75%, gets hit down to 50%. Ja gets fast pulled. Do they get for the people? They get the for the people off. Wispy kit takes as well and goes down. Will we pick here? No, we don't. We're gonna go straight for that tunnel out. We do not want to lose our tunnel out. A tunnel out at 5 is ideal for Ultra here. Ooh, a finesse vault by Ja. Oh me, oh my. And we go down towards our 6. Finesse dodging that M1. But will we get the pounce here? We got the pounce through the stun, unfortunately. And we are off the bats. See if we could get the down. First gen does finish here at 3. Ooh, the patience from Ultra there. Trying to bait the pallet drop, and Ja just unfortunately does not get dropped. And will be going down here. A beamer attempt is done, but not quite. As we were looking at the wall. And our first sacrifice at 4 generators remaining is a bit of a mirror on the Wesker match. Not ideal here for our survivors. This puts the momentum a bit in our killer's favor, but our survivors this time have quite a bit more gen pressure. As we can see, that top mid gen is about like 75 to 90%. It's like 75%. We do get our eruption on it, and our wretched fate here on Wispy, which probably prevented that gen from like almost popping, or if not popping entirely, as that is a 33% reduction and that gen is up to 75. We do spot our totem here in the 11th tile. Wispy gets the vault. Do they get the other vault in the window? They do. We're gonna pounce, and we do get the down. Very good, as eruption hits that top gen. We're gonna see, we have a pain rest right here at 10. We're probably gonna pain rest right there. Oh no, we're gonna drag. Okay, no, I was gonna say, yeah. The other option was to pain rest in mid, which is also valid. No, but this is good. Eruption is on cooldown. We spot the gen here at 9, at about 50%. So like, I would say that's... The gen pressure is there for our survivors, right? But we are still at 4 gens remaining. And in a 1v3, it's gonna be hard. We are definitely in the realm of 4Ks. Maybe 4K2, maybe 4K1. It honestly depends on how the survivors handle this gens. Ooh, and we do see a pop here. Very good pop on 6. And we do pull Wispy, and they're going to get reset from this chase, I believe. Yep, Wispy gets reset here as Zaphis is now in the chase. This is probably Ultra probably not probably wanting to chase a non-obsession here for some Wretched Fate value, and as well as get more Pain Rest, as Pain Rest in the 1v3 and 1v2 is very strong if you're able to cash in those charges. Zaphis playing this style exceptionally well, very patient not to drop the pallet. Hellfire not quite connecting unfortunately, and we do go to the Z-wall, and Wretched is cleansed, as Wispy did see that earlier. And we do get the bite. Unfortunately, the Z-wall is definitely a tile of all time, but it's not the safest, that's for sure. We have a bit of bat action here. Listening for Zaphis, we do get... Oh no, but unfortunately that gen finishes as we get the M1, putting us down to 2 generators remaining. Zaphis got so much momentum back for their team from that chase. Very good stuff by them. And we'll be getting a Pain Rest here. That top mid gen finishing is quite big for our survivors. Like, this is good. Now we are down to 2 gens remaining with 1 gen mid, 1 gen 9, 1 gen main, and I believe 1 gen shack? Or either shack or like right next to shack at like between 7 and 8. We can hear we do have gen progress here in the main gen. And we do get the pull on Zaphis. And our other survivors walking around here in the mid map. Main map. Main part of the map. Wow. Spot some scratch marks. Do we get a spot here on Wispy? Our obsession here. Ooh, Wispy vaults back in. A bit of a crazy vault there. Gets the light, but unfortunately the lunge did not have enough distance to dodge that lunge. We're gonna go teleport back mid, dropping that, making sure this gen doesn't pop. And we spot Kenshi here on Dwight. Unfortunately unable to stealth out Ultra this time, and we're going to be taking an M1 for that, as Wispy was reset. And was that someone hopping in a locker? Perhaps, but we are going to instead just focus here on Kenshi as they are already injured. If we could get this down, this will be really good, as this will be our final Pain Rest for our killer. Will Kenshi win this? Oh, Kenshi attempts a slow vault, but unfortunately Ultra gets it and gets that down. Very, very well played by Ultra. And with a Pain Rest right here, it looks like we're gonna be able to like Pain Rest. I assume it'll hit main, unless one of the other gens in that 3 gen has significant progress. We see some scratch marks towards the 6 side of the map, so probably it's like main and 6 are the ones being pressured. Or main and shack. Or hill in front of shack. It's in that area. Ooh, and Wispy dodging pounds. As Zaphis here would probably be forced to pull, unless their gen is like about to pop and they could get it. If Wispy goes down quickly and Zaphis is the only one alive and the pull hasn't happened, this is danger for our survivors. Ooh, body block by Ultra. And yeah, the pull does happen as Zaphis pulls Kenshi off of that hook at 10. This is a very dangerous pallet here against Dark Lord, but Wispy dodging the Hellfire, getting the pallet drop. Will they win the 50? They get the vault. We're gonna hold Hellfire. Oh my god, Wispy. That's a bit crazy. They do get the full reset off of that. Are we gonna see another Hellfire? Hellfire with a cooldown of like around 10 seconds is pretty fast. Yeah, we're gonna see a Hellfire body block. Yeah. And with that, Wispy does go down. We can see main is still regressing as Ultra went to check it real quick. And a hook and main I wouldn't hate. A hook mid is also valid. Though I would be worried about the gen by the hill. And it looks like we are going for that mid hook. And we are down to 1 generator remaining as the gen by the hill does spot, unfortunately, at the hill at 7. Between 6 and 7. The survivors did a very good job getting these many gens done in the 3v1, considering the tunnel out did happen at 4 generators remaining. But it just goes to show, like, a little gen pressure and a good chase can make make magic happen. At this point, right, I would also be concerned about main popping, because we know the survivors did pop the gen at hill. We haven't seen them cross, but that doesn't mean they couldn't have stealthed all the way towards main. And we can see here main gen is very, very progressed, as they did manage to stealth towards main. Will we see a pull here on Wispy? We do, and I believe they're just gonna run Shack, right? They both know Shack is up. We're gonna run straight Shack here. Zaphis takes a hit. Not the best utilization of that on-hit movement speed, but it doesn't matter as Ultra is forced to leave here, as we are concerned about this main generator popping. We see Kenshi here trying to stealth at 3 outside of main. And we do get the spot here. If we get this down, this would be very good, but this will mean Zaphis and Wispy will probably get both a double reset out of this chase. And with that main gen very progressed, they could re-tackle it and bust help the survivors. Ooh, unfortunately, Ultra eating a rock, then eating a pallet. Kenshi managing to get that pallet stun on the pounce. Very amazing. And I believe first tag will be coming here, as we are going to get M1 at our 11 tile. Ultra going to check the gens momentarily, as they are concerned that instead of resetting, both of our survivors could have doubled the gen. And we are here once again in our main area. This is scary. We now know the other two gens have no prog. We can just hook Kenshi main and camp the hook and the main gen. This is a danger for our survivors. Oh, instead we're gonna opt to hook over here at the 11 side. Between 11 and 12, I guess, which is fair because it's also slightly closer to the other generators. I'm personally was more of a fan of hooking main, but we just have to keep an eye on our generators here. Our survivors, we do spot Wispy in main. If Wispy dies fairly quickly here, this could very much be a 4K1, but if Wispy has a really good chase, they manage to like finish a gen or get the pull, this will be a 4K0 or maybe even outs. We'll have to see. Oh my, Wispy managing to evade Ultra's bad form there, as playing with sound on elevation and Dead by Daylight is definitely wonky, as they do stick that gen at 9 and get it for possibly 4K0. We do spot Zaphis. The possibility of a 4K0 is here, right? But I think Ultra is just focusing on Kenshi right now. And we do get the down. Do we get the pull on Kenshi, or will they get saved? They get the pull. Wispy is probably on one of the gates. Oh no! We unfortunately guessed the wrong gate, as Wispy leaves the trial here for an 11 stage 4 fresh game. As poor Yui gets our track Mori. Now, very good stuff here by our survivors, clawing that back from a tunnel out at 4. And that will be our first match of first game of our Drac set. And so we will see what Summer's Killer can do. I'm very interested to see who it is, and they will be playing with a win condition of a 4K2, tie condition of a 4K1, which is doable. It's very doable on Dracus. We've seen plenty of 4K2s and 4K1s on this killer in this map, but we've also seen games where it stages. Oh wait, no, I'm stupid. There was outs. This puts our win condition at a 4K0, guys. I'm sorry. I didn't get much sleep last night. And a tie condition of 11 stage 4 fresh. So we will be right back as we get the next lobby sorted. Hello, and welcome back to Blood Rush League, main bracket, round 3 here, season 4, with Summer versus Radiant. This time we have Summer on the killer, with Ja playing Dark Lord for Summer, and they have a win condition of 4K0 and a tie condition of 11 stage 4 fresh. Very excited to see how this match will go, as Dark Lord has been a fairly popular set. This time, instead of winged boots, however, we have Medusa hair, which is a bit of a spicy add-on, some would say, giving that hinder on that teleport, and pairing that with Lapis for the window block is fairly strong in the chase. However, we are conceding the teleport distance from winged boots, which makes the macro ever so slightly worse. And as for our perks, looks like we're running Wretched, Ruin, Thrill, and Pain Res, which is another very popular combo here. Wretched, Ruin, Thrill is very strong hex perks, however, they can get cleansed. But Thrill pretty much discourages that. Oh my. And our first down happens fairly fast here on perks, and a hook in main. This hook RNG, Pain Res in main, in front of main, in mid, between, mid to main, is exactly what you want to see on draft, like, and on this map. Like, that's crazy good RNG, crazy good Pain Res. If only my Pain Reses were that good. My Pain Reses are always in the worst spots, like, all four in one corner of the map. But we do see a survivor here working the generator at 12, and I believe there might be someone lurking main. We're gonna opt to camp the hook here, and we do have Hellfire. So Dark Lord is very, 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 very strong at camping the hook, as they can Hellfire the survivor off hook, and most of the time you could get a 2-tap if there are no resources like next to the hook. Which, in this position, is looking likely, as we do have 2 jungle gyms, but one of them is, I think, Matchsticks, and the other one does not have a pallet anymore. And we will be seeing a survivor go second here. Ooh, we do throw Hellfire. But they do not, they don't run into the took trade. Fair enough, as we see perks go second, we run up to the top, forcing Ducky to, forcing Ducky to leave the gen, going from 12 to 1. It looks like it was Sprint Burst Sprint Burst Finesse. Oh my, I'm mixing my vault perks up. But we do get the pull for that, and we saw a survivor running towards the 11 side, but we also see the scent orbs going towards bottom of the map. And we are hot in pursuit of our survivor here. Our tunnel out on perks as we get the drop here on the filler pallet by Shaq. This is very good here if Ja can get the down quickly. This will be a mirror of last match with a tunnel out at 4 gens, but the thing is, do the survivors have the gen pressure that Summer's survivor had last match? We can see our survivors working away at the generators here, so they do have fairly good gen pressure. Ruin is in play, Wretched is in play, Ducky with a Wretched. Having that 33% gen speed Malice is not good for their gen pressure, but they do finish their gen as it does pop. We are off to find another survivor here. We fly towards 5, spot our survivor, letting go of the gen. Ruin taking into effect, and we do get a very fast tag on Ultra. This is dangerous here. The 1v3 at 3 generators remaining is definitely in the favor of our killer. And, oh, does Ultra make it? They do, but... oh my, Ultra winning the 50s. It looked sketchy there for a second, but Ultra does make it, but there's no more resources here as Ultra decides to leave the pallet and dies at near the 6th edge, which is a fairly good death spot. It wasn't quite at the edge. And, oh my. There was good Pain Res RNG for the top side of the map, not so much for the bottom side. As we get our Pain Res hooks at, I believe that was like 112 mid and 9? Or 8? 112 mid 8, yeah. Very fast pull here as we spot Mary on the gen here at 9. On the Fung. Very good dodge here of the Hellfire. Gets the pre-drops the pallet. However, the lunge will connect and they'll be taking a hit and running towards Shaq. We do have pallet still up, but we will be getting a Hellfire possibly. And pallet body block, it's an M1. Oh, Ja opting to slug here, looking for our survivors. If we do spot the reset, right, and down Ultra, this could very much so end in a 4k3. But they do get a gen, never mind. Caster's Curse, we are now to 2 generators remaining. And we do spot a survivor over there working that 5 gen. I wonder if the basement hook here will cost them a generator. But oh, there is a pain res at 9, but I'm not sure if we make it. So we're just gonna opt to hook basement here. And that 5 generator is probably being worked away by Ultra. As we can see here, it's about like 90%. Will they get it done? Oh, the bats are coming. Unfortunately, that doesn't quite get done, and Ultra will be in chase here, well injured. Ducky getting a very fast pull. This is what you need to do at this point, because Ultra will be going down. And once again, we are very far away from Pain Reses here. The Pain Res RNG was very good for that mid hook, but not so for this bottom side. Well, yep, it's how Dead by Daylight is sometimes. But they do get the unhook. If they get the reset, they'd be pretty. They could retackle the generator here, but Ruin is eating away at the gen. Ducky should be the one playing for pulls and resets, as they are the wretched Fate Survivor. Their gen speed is not ideal. And I'm fairly certain we know that the only gen with progress is the gen at 5. If Ultra dies on hook, unless they pop 2 generators for it, I don't think it's worth it. Because they have to get more than 11 stages. We do spot Ducky here, I think lurking for the pull. They're going to take a hit. They didn't reset, but with that hit, Ducky does make the pull, but it will be a hook trade. And if it's a Hellfire hook trade, the Hellfire does not connect to Ultra. This is very good. If Ultra got Hellfire there, that would have been really scary. However, Ultra here running out of endurance, having to play this palette that's not very good against Dark Lord. A mirror of Wispy versus Ultra earlier, and Ultra managing to dodge the Hellfire, giving them the ability to run main perhaps. Do they make the window? They try to fake the window, but unfortunately they just get grabbed instead. And we will finally be getting our pain res here, as our survivors will try to work towards their gen. The gen is at 50%, the pain res happens, and disaster. Gen is down to 30, 1v2 with both survivors injured, with the gen pressure, the gens being pressured are at 7 and 5, which, I'll be honest guys, this is looking like a 4k2 here for Summer's Killer. Oh, we do spot our survivor here. It is Ducky in Shack, in chase. Mary should be hopping back on the gen, and it is about 40%, giving us maybe 50 seconds for this chase. It is Shack, but against Dark Lord, 50 seconds is a long time. We do get the down. We will be deciding to hook. Interesting. I'm gonna put Ducky in basement. Mary, going to attempt to perhaps lurk for the pull here. They do have Sprint Burst. I think we do spot them. And the Sprint Burst is not quite enough, as poor Fung is down, and we cannot see Amori, as the Ducky is still on fresh hook. Sorry, still on stage 1. So to Mori someone in the 1v2, they must be on a hook and in stage 2. And that will be closing out our game here, giving the win to Summer with a 4k2 result on the Dark Lord. And that will be giving them the match as well for a 2-0 here in Radiant versus Summer. But this is as a main bracket match. Radiant will be moving toward the lower bracket, while Summer does progress through main bracket, which is, not gonna lie, glad these two teams are still in the tournament, as both of these teams are extremely, extremely good, and I do love watching them play. But I hope you guys enjoyed here with our 2 games, with a crazy, crazy Wesker game and a fairly close Dark Lord game. 4k4 on the Wesker by Wispy is definitely a big result. Like, oh my, I bet their team morale was like way up after that. But thank you all so much. I hope to see you guys next time. There will be a couple of games, as staff availability over the next week will be a bit low, so there will be a bunch of games done offline. If you want to catch those games, they will be uploaded to YouTube as soon as they are casted. So follow us on Blood Rush League on YouTube. Keep in touch by being in our Discord. We do make announcements there if there are live matches, and there is a match schedule, so you guys know when the games are happening. And obviously follow our Twitch here if you haven't, to get notifications when we go live. I'm Mal. Thank you all for being here, and I hope to see you guys all next time. Take care.